Husqvarna 142E series aftermarket muffler and fuel tank installation. This belongs to customer Mean Gene. He was my supervisor for a long amount of time. I'm going to carry this on his razor when we get it going for him. We got a leaking gas tank and a muffler that has been gutted. You see straight down into the cylinder. We don't want that. Got this all going. Aftermarket can muffler. Stick your bolts in the front cover. Drop your baffle in. A lot of people say get rid of that baffle. I run them on my personal saws. Put the back of the can on. Then the gasket. 6mm Allen wrench. Get your thread started. And I am using hand tools. These cylinders are aluminum. No Loctite, and I will go back later after a heat cycle or two and retorque these bolts. So this is a very low hour saw, and I don't know, it may have got run over in the garage or mashed on the razor. I don't know what happened, but needed some repairs. Alright, fuel tank's going in. We have a new fuel filter installed, and I have put the green OEM fuel cap back on it. This just slips right in. Nothing complicated about it. So if you'll notice the angle I've got that on, get it started and just press it down in there like so. There's a hole right here the fuel line goes through. Tilt it backward, feed the fuel line in. Before we began, we blew everything out with compressed air. I'm big on that. Keep it clean as possible. So you get to this point, and this AV is going to stop you. Just kind of work him in. Okay, like so. The first one we want to get back in there is this one. So we're running a T25. I think you can see that. T25 driver Torx. So, apologize for my head. We're going to do some wrestling around here. Get things lined up. I think we got it here. That was lined up. Your pull cover will line these, your recoil cover. So we'll kind of try to get these lined up best we can. And I've left all the fasteners in this cover. You just set the cover down on it and you get, I think you've got things lined up. Okay, get that started. Hopefully these front ones will be close. Working good. Okay. I forgot the fan shroud, folks. Can you imagine that? Old Two Bears making a mistake on camera. Fan shroud. What's a fan shroud, you might ask? Right there. This directs air off the flywheel to your various components around the fins, air injection, etc. There we go. There's a couple of little alignment pins right here. Get those. Okay, so we got to line everything back up again. Pretty close right here. Pretty close. Yep. these two don't actually line anything up. They just hold the cover on. I mentioned to you earlier, this one is missing the dog and chain catcher on the other side. A felon dog. Okay. Spin it around, finish this one up. Okay. Carb, now this line, there's a tab right here that holds the line. It may need a little extra line, or fuel hose. Pardon my terminology, so there's that. I'm going to go in with the carburetor next, and as you disassemble, I recommend leaving everything hooked up. Turn your choke on, blow everything out with air, leave everything hooked up, make this a lot easier for you. Okay. So you're in view. I'm going to mess up your view a little bit, but bear with me. So the choke lever, that piece slips down into the body of the saw, helps you align it. That battery died, so next we're going to install the carb screws, and they're odd. And these have a 7mm head on them. Most steel products have an 8mm. So here are these, and be really gentle with this stuff. I don't know if I've said that yet. I did make mention that I did not use power tools. So again, remember to install your gaskets before going on with the component. Yeah, there we go. Gasket, carb, bolts. Okay, 7mm, just a little over inch. Little tiny craftsman. These are really good running little saws. Years ago, I used to do some tree work, and in tree service work, and I used the 41. I forget the 42, 41, 42. Seemed like there was another little saw. I didn't have the one in front of it. Good little saws. And I got 2 fingers on this wrench. This stuff is plastic, a lot of it. Plastic and aluminum, so be careful. Even with 2 fingers, you can probably tear this stuff up. So that's as far as I'm going with that. We'll plug our fuel line in. We got a little reduction. This little unit here changes the fuel line sizes. It's a step down, so we're going to plug that up. That's plugged. Choke works. Throttle works. Everything's operational. That's cool. Now, there is a little metal plate right here. I forgot to put that in. So, guess what? Mistake number 2 on camera. So those bolts have got to come back out, and I'm going to set my choke again, get that choke flap out of the way. So the professional doesn't look so professional. Now I'm going to put some pressure on that. Hold that gasket in place. Slip the carb bolts in. So you can see my hand here, putting those carb bolts in. One went to the floor. Maybe we can one to line up anyway. Oh yeah. Yes. So that was lucky. I got everything lined up. Now I'll go. So we got I think 2 Phillips screws. I'll show you what's going on with those. And obviously disassembly is reverse of assembly. Now I've got an 026, 024 Super scattered on the bench. It's been scattered for months, plural. And got to get that back together at some point. Okay, again, not so tight. 2 fingers, that's about good. Show you down in there. So, right here's where we're going next with the 2 little Allen screws. So we were using 7mm, now we're going to, not Allen screws, but Phillips screws, Phillips head screws. Going to just a standard Phillips screwdriver. Most of the time I like a long handle. So that's the kill switch screw, and the other one just kind of holds that plate. Show you where I'm at. Right there. Run that on down. Don't have to be overly tight. Also, let's check, make sure all that's working. So now we're ready for the air filter base. I've got a nice piece of white t-shirt here. I'm going to wipe that out. I want to remember to blow everything out with compressed air. Wipe everything off as you go. There we go. Right like that. Now these 2 go on, and these are 10mm. The jetting is going to be drastically changed due to this muffler. So I'm thinking we're going to have to do some carburetor adjustment to get this thing right. Maybe not. I'm going to say so. I don't know how much this saw has been running like that. I told Gene I saw some cylinder scoring. I mean, it runs good. Maybe why it runs good. No muffler. Again, just light finger pressure. We're dealing with plastic here. So 2 10mm nuts right there. Then the filter itself, and going back to a wrench. And again, plastic. You don't want to go too tight. Tight enough, but not too tight. Finger pressure is good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the top cover on, just because it's easier to do it now than with the handlebar in the way. That screw is not gripping like I'd like it to. Okay. Handlebar. The short screws go in the bottom. Okay, long screws in the side. Now, you got a plastic bushing, rubber bushing that goes right there. And it fits inside of the saw. Right here. Right like so. And the long screws go inside, and they are 4mm. Get those started, and we'll flip it over and run the other ones in. get everything started. Everything helps everything else along. And again, not too tight. Talking about plastic here, folks. Okay, I think we're there, as far as that goes. Alright, I'm going to throw some fuel in it, and we'll see if we can get it to fire. Put the bar and chain back on while we're at it. I run 32 to 1 most of the time because I meal a lot. If I'm not milling, I'll run 40 to 1 occasionally. There should be plenty of fuel right there. I have no idea how this is going to go. Spin around here. Full choke. Switch is on. Alright, that's successful. I appreciate you watching. Whatsoever your hands find to do, do it with all your might.